Next up on the Hooks In MMA podcast, we're lucky to have 8-2 fighter from Norway. He's going to be fighting for the championship in the PFL in October on the 27th. Marthin Hamlet, how's it going today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks. So it's a little later at night for you, so we'll get to the chase here. Just wondering what gym you're currently training at and who will be in your corner for that big championship bout next month.
I'm training at the Frontline Academy in Oslo and preparing there. And for the corner, I will have Sowma. He's a Swedish, but I have had in my first fights in the PFL, and I will have a training partner. So it will be a good team.
And how's the camp going this time around, with coming off that semifinal win and, things kind of being with more magnitude, with much more, the bright lights and, obviously a lot of money on the line here. Has anything changed for this camp, or is it more focused on kind of the opponent? Or
yeah, I don't think need to overthink the final. It's a match like the playoff and the regular season. Every fight is very important for the career and everything. So I don't change so much for this one. Of course, I spend a little more time in the cardio and stuff like that to get prepared for 5 times 5 minutes. But and we changed some things. The things about the sparring and stuff like that, because it's another opponent now.
And I know you've had a successful career with Cage Warriors, a fantastic promotion. Have you ever fought 5 rounds before?
Yeah, I tasted the championship rounds in 2019. So I think that will be a revanche for me in this fight, because I won the 3 first round. I went quite a good tempo in the first 3 rounds, and then in 4 rounds I gassed a little out. So I think that might help me to see when I should use and spend my energy in this fight. So it was a good experience back in 2019. I think that will make the difference from now and make me a champion.
And I think that's one of the most important things for a fighter, right? Like usually everybody gets a loss or 2 or many, and it's what you do after those losses. So you've already identified, the rounds 4 and 5, and that situation maybe could change a couple of things. So great mindset going into October here for that main fight for you. I think that's very important. So you're facing Antonio Carlos Jr. Obviously he's a well-known name, in the UFC before, successful, tough opponent. What do you think about him, and then how your styles kind of match up against each other?
Yeah, good grappler, good guy, tough guy, lot of experience both in MMA and grappling. Really like the guy, and I think the matchup it's good for me, both in the grappling, in the cage, at the cage, and the wrestling and the stand-up. So I think the matchup it's good, and I'm looking forward to fight with him. I don't think it will be a 5-rounder. I think if you see all my fights in the PFL, how I finished before the time, so I don't believe this final will go 5 times 5 minutes, but we are prepared for that. But hopefully we can end it sooner than that.
Yeah, I've heard from many people, like for fighters, like their fight styles often kind of coincides with their mentality and personality. Would you say that's true for yourself?
Yeah,
or no?
probably. Probably. You can have a game plan and tactic and all that stuff, but once you're in there and the fight starts, it's like you have one thing to do is to win the fight, and you have to feel the things all the time in there. Like when can you raise the tempo? When should you not? And sometimes you make mistakes, but all in the end, it's all about the finish and all about to win the fight. as fast as you can,
Yeah.
why go 25 minutes for fun? It's like you can do that in training, but if you can end a fight like in 13 seconds like we did in semifinal, it's great.
Yeah, yeah, of course. You can get to kind of celebrating a little earlier, and you don't take that much damage, right? I know when I've heard people talk about that personality thing to their fight style, I think personally I'd be like a 10-10 fighter, but all 20 fights would have ended in the first couple of minutes, just based on personality. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, just outside of training and fighting, what kind of hobbies do you like to do outside?
Just being with my kids and family, and all my time is just for training, sleep, eating, training. So don't have time for much, but I love coffee.
Yeah. And how many kids do you have?
I have two.
You have two.
One is 2 years old and one 4 years old. So it's a lot of actions.
Yeah, awesome. I got my second on the way, so I guess I'll get a taste of that soon.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so our last section's between rounds. I'll ask you a question. You give me your best answer, okay? Favorite sport other than MMA?
Handball.
Oh, nice. Haven't heard that one yet. That's good. Favorite meal or cheat meal after your fight?
Pizza.
What's your favorite spot in Norway? If someone's never been there, you'd tell them to go to.
Tønsberg.
What's so special about that?
Slottsfjellet.
Okay. What's the best country you've traveled to and why?
Thailand. Love the culture, love the food. So it's good.
Do you have a favorite movie of all time?
Rocky 4.
Favorite kind of
Ivan Drago.
Yes, that's legendary. Favorite kind of music?
Oh, that's hard. Nothing special there.
And a couple of your favorite mixed martial artists of all time?
John Jones.
And
John Jones only.
Last one, how do you see that outcome on the 27th of October?
I think I will win in round 3.
Round 3. Any sponsors, shout outs, or social media?
Can you repeat that?
Sorry, any sponsors, shout outs to anybody, or if you want to tell anyone your social media where they can find you.
Yeah, they can find me at Instagram, Marthin Hamlet 1. So you can follow my road to the championship final there. And and I appreciate all the people working for the PFL, and it's such a great organizations, and very happy to be a part of the organization and in the final of 2021 championship.
Yeah, and I've followed every card for PFL in the last few years, and some of the best the stuff we talk about on our podcast is some of the stuff that stands out alone from others, and just like the statistics that they bring up, and the the way that the promotion sets up the regular season, the playoffs. Obviously the reward in the end, which we hope you get on the 27th. I mean, it's a great promotion. So thank you so much for your time. We're going to be rooting for you on October 27th. We hope you get that W. And Marthin Hamlet, this is Hooks in MMA. Thanks so much, bro.
Thank you for taking contact, and we'll see you around.
Sounds good. Good luck. Take care.
Thank you.
Next up on the Hooks in MMA podcast, we're lucky to have a 14-3 lightweight. He's going to be fighting in the PFL championship next month, and we can't wait for that to happen. Raush Manfio, how's it going today?
Great. Tired. I'm resting from the wrestling session on American Top Team. So we start the week very, very good.
Yeah, so you're at ATT, and just talk about the fight camp so far leading up to your big championship match next month.
We have been preparing. They're super nice. I think this week is the first week we go really hard because the other fights I was always losing weight, training hard. So to be honestly, I'm ready for the fights right now. But we need to sharp a little bit more. This fight is 5 rounds, so we need to start training 5 rounds. But for me, it's always good because I have a good endurance. So we don't change too much. Just my sparring partners are doing the same game of Loic is going to make. And that's it. Simple stuff. Resting a little bit more, train a little bit harder for 5 rounds, and that's it. Super nice.
Awesome.
Like always, an American Top Team.
Yeah, and so for your championship bout, who will be in your corner for that one?
Catel Cubes, Luciano dos Santos, Macarrão, and Parrumpa always gonna be there. So these three, and plus my daddy. My daddy is always on my corner, so I have 4 corners for this fight. 3 are technical coaches, and 1 is like emotional coach, my daddy.
Yeah.
So
no, that's
he
awesome.
always come from the last fight, so he's gonna be there.
It's good to get share the ups and downs with someone you're so close with, right?
Exactly. He literally know, like, he's my stepfather, so he raised me since I was 80 years old. So he saw when I became a professional fighter. He in Brazil, he watched all my professional fights. He traveled to watch all of them. So it's super nice. Make what God is making our lives. He can come from Brazil and watch like a big, huge fight. It's like a dream come true.
Yeah, I have a stepfather too, and he when I was 2 years old, he kind of took over being my dad. So you can't replace them when they're that supportive, right?
Exactly. No. It's like I think that's why me and my wife, we have 2 girls, and but we not wanna try like a boy, but we want like adopt.
Okay.
Because we know like the love is the same. Because my stepfather raised me so good, and I don't have is like if you have the blood or not, to make any difference.
Absolutely.
So we want to adopt a boy for sure.
Yeah, so you had a great experience, great impact, and it's motivated you to do some good out there, and they'll be appreciative of that when they grow older too.
Exactly.
100%. Yeah, so you fought Tough Brazil, and then obviously Titan FC is a really good promotion. So just speak to your experience in that promotion, and then obviously you've made your way all the way up to a title fight.
Oh, my experience on Titan is great. Titan is a great show. It's one of the biggest, I think, like small leagues, because the level the guys I fought there are the same I'm fighting right now. But I think the only difference is they pay too little. But of course they are a small league, and they like a transition league.
Yep.
But they treat us really good. The visibility I got on Titan was really good, and it was very important for me fighting near my house, so I didn't need to travel too much. Was comfortable to make the waiting cut. This part to fight on Titan was always easier because the waiting was like 20 minutes from my house, so I always could start like making in my house, in my bathtub, to make my waiting cut. So it was comfortable for me to get there and make a nice fight. And in the Titan FC was my very first international professional experience. So they treat me good. I have a good relationship with Lex, what is the owner of the show. So it was very, very important, because when I fight like in the PFL right now, even the level is higher, I feel like comfortable because I already did too many fights on Titan.
Yeah, exactly. It prepared you for it. There's a lot of stepping stones within the fight game, and some of them are the smaller shows and fighting those guys that have similar qualities to even like the PFL. But like you said, if they don't exist, then it doesn't give a platform for guys like you to move forward, right? Mm-hmm. So I watch Titan quite often. I think it's fantastic quality of competition. So very, very good promotion. So yeah, the 27th, like you said earlier, 5 times 5, 5-minute rounds, and you're going up against Loic Radzhabov. I believe that's how you pronounce it. What do you think about him, and how do you pronounce, or how do you see yourself matching up against him?
I think I will knock him out in the 4th or 5th round. He's better than me in the first round. He's my opposite. Every round he goes a little bit down, and I go a little bit up. So my 3rd round is the best one. The 4th, the 50 is even better. So I have one experience on when I defend the Titan FC belt. I lost the very first 2 rounds, and I won the last 3. So I had this kind of heart, like, no, now is my turn, and pressure and pressure and pressure and pressure to finish the fight as a champion. So I lost the very first 2 rounds, and the third, fourth, and fifth I clean win. I clean won the round. So I think this is the kind of fight I gonna make it. I gonna to try be more smart in the first one because he's too explosive, but I am explosive too, so I need to move more. But I think this fight is gonna be an awesome fight. It's like for the public, like finish watching, stand, and give us the all respect we deserve because I respect him a lot. He's an extraordinary fighter. He's pretty tough, good wrestler, very good strike technician. So what can I tell you? I try my best to finish it, but I always try the knockout. So I will go to this fight to knock him out.
Yeah, and very excited for that. We were hoping fellow compadre combatant Alexander Martinez was going to get by him, but unfortunately, the second time around, it didn't result in a win. But either way, yeah, Loic is a tough out. But watching some of your previous fights, you definitely, like you said, you have the gas tank and you have the strategy and the longevity and the cardio. So I feel like that's going to bode well for you. Outside of training and fighting, what are some of the hobbies you like to do?
I play guitar in my church. So
nice.
Wednesday night is the rehearsal, and then we play Sunday in the service. So I love to play my guitar. I have 2 daughters, so the older one is 3, the youngest is 1.
Awesome.
So all my attention when I'm not resting is for them, It's difficult. I can't play video games anymore. When you have daughters, your life changes forever. So I'm trying to enjoy my rest time right now. Thank God the PFL pay us really good. So my financially situation changed totally in the last 9 months. And I can, spend some time of quality with my daughters and wife. We can go to the zoo. We can go to the aquarium. We go for many different places this year, where we never been in the last 4 years. So
that's awesome.
This year is super special for us. It's been a new journey, like a new Florida we are living right now.
And October 27th, after your fight, it can be the financial stuff can be very, very
yeah, it's gonna
increased.
be an awesome Black Friday in November.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's gonna be the best Black Friday ever.
Yeah, there you go. Our last segment is called Between Rounds. I'm going to ask you a few questions and you give me your best answer, okay?
Yeah, sure.
What's your favorite kind of cheat meal after your fight?
Hamburger.
What about your favorite spot in Brazil to travel to?
Rio.
Best country you have traveled to and why? But you can't pick USA or Brazil.
Myanmar is near Thailand. It's like right now they have a civil war going there. It's really sad, the situation, but was a totally different experience for me. I never thought I would be in that country because I go as a corner of Adriano Moraes, the flyweight champion, and so it was a totally new experience for me. It was really nice travel.
You're in the corner for who?
Adriano Moraes,
the lock dog?
flyweight champion. Yeah.
The lock dog?
Lock dog?
Oh no, that's the hunt. Sorry, I was thinking of Vinicius de Oliveira. Sorry, Adriano Moraes. Yes, 125.
Adriano Moraes is the guy who
Demetrius.
Beat Demetrius Johnson in the last fight.
Yeah. Yes, sorry, knocked him out.
The flyweight champion.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Fantastic fight.
Yes, no, he did great. So it was my very first, the longest travel I ever did until today. And it was super nice because he won the fight. He inspired me a lot because he almost lost in the first round. He changed everything and he submitted his opponent. I was like, this this is the kind of heart I need to have. So he inspired me a lot. It was a best travel I did. With when we are corner, you not enjoy too much because we are like concerned about the fight.
Yep.
But the country is beautiful. It's very different. I never like that before.
That's awesome. And who are a couple of your favorite MMA fighters of all time?
Edson Barboza, and I have a pleasure to train with him. But I always saw his fights, and the older ones, Fedor Emelianenko, Anderson Silva, of course, and but from now from still fighting today, I think Edson Barboza is one of the guys I am fan because I like a lot his style. Let me see who more. When you ask, I always forget.
That's okay.
But I think, yeah, we trained with so many guys, great guys in American Top Team. But when I see Edson Barboza career, even he's not being UFC champion, I think like I would be very pleased to have a career like him.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, because he achieved everything. Has a beautiful family. Everybody respect him. He's a tough opponent for anyone. So that's the kind of career I want to have.
That's not a bad guy to model yourself after either.
Yeah, for sure not. And he's awesome fighter, awesome person too.
Yeah. And any sponsor shout outs or social media to finish up here?
I want to thank you my new sponsors, the AG Immigration. This guy is making an awesome job to bring another persons from another countries to United States. They are allow immigration firm, so they are making my green card to become a resident here. So, and the Home Safe Claims are also my sponsor from my friend Rodrigo. And this guy is also making extraordinary work with insurance and companies here. So my true sponsors, they are really helping me for these fights. They are providing all I need to make a really good camp. So I just want to thank them.
We appreciate your time here. Happy to hear about your family and all that stuff. And I'm sure the training is going to, ramp up a little bit, but you're going to be ready. Like you said, you already are. So October 27th, I wish and I pray for you and your family that you get that W. And can't wait to watch that. Raush Cavallo de Guerra, Warhorse Manfio. This is Hooks in MMA. Thanks so much, bro.
Thank you for your attention, bro. God bless you. Have a great day.
You too. Next up on the Hooks in MMA podcast, we're lucky to have Bellator heavyweight that just came off a massive win last weekend, Saeed Sowma. How's it going today?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, thanks. I appreciate your time. And, last weekend, we'll go through it quickly. The first round, from my observation, a little bit hesitant for yourself, but I think that's just because of the guy standing across the ring from you, 22-1 in his home country, and but then absolutely destroyed him with leg kicks and calf kicks, and really compromised his movement. And the way that the fight ended, I'm sure you could speak to that. Maybe not the way that you wanted, but the way I had it going into the third, like he wasn't going to do anything based on the damage you put on him. Did you see it that way too?
I had a read on his speed and distance. That's what I was trying to get at in the first round. I was moving around a lot. I was trying to get him punching at me so I could, read that distance, because I'm I'm a counter fighter, you could say. And then I thought I did very well in the second. And then the third, I definitely slowed down, got the read. I don't think about I'm winning on points. I'm winning on points. I'm just seeing all right, am I knocking him out, or am I, I just try to fight my best. And then if I'm winning on points, I think about it right before the decision, or I'll ask my coach hey man, am I ahead? I try not to think about hey, am I ahead? Because then if you're no, if I'm thinking oh, I'm behind, I'm gonna try some stuff that's outside of my game, and I try to avoid things like that, because then you'll take unnecessary risks sometimes, chasing people down when you're not supposed to, and the canvas was slippery, so there's a lot of risk on it too. So yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. Like I said, you compromised him completely, and I shouldn't have said hesitancy, more just patience. But you picked your spots and ultimately got the W. So what was it? The finger that was dislocated for him. The reason why that they ended up calling that.
Yes, his finger was bent backwards, and then the ref asked us to continue the fight, and I'm not gonna punch a guy who's working on a dislocated finger. And per the referee's decision, it was he was unable to fight because he was an injured fighter.
Yeah.
And so the ref called it. It's the same concept as if your shoulder is dislocated because I kicked it. But it's just bittersweet because it's just a finger. It's not like a big joint. It's not like a big damaging part of his body. Like, you could pop it in and keep fighting. It'll swell the next day. But for I think it was 2 more minutes left, I think he would have been fine. And just so you know, with the first round, there always is a little bit of hesitancy, because in the heavyweight world, you get, it takes one punch, and in the first 2-3 minutes, we're all like really strong, really fresh. So there is like that little like, all right, what's he gonna do? We're both like, a little hesitant, like, all right, can I do it? Can I not? Thinking about it.
Yeah, I just wanted to retract on that and make sure you knew that I wasn't saying that, because
No, you're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
it's easy for me to say watching, but yeah, I had you winning the third too, so I really think you would have ended up winning that anyways. But yeah, so fantastic win. Obviously coming over to Bellator, you did lose your first fight, but you've won 2 in a row now with 2 finishes. So what do you see next for yourself moving forward here? I know it's like only a couple days after this fight, but you're kind of moving your way up the chain here. So
Yeah, man. When I was going to bed that night, I was like, man, I want to fight again. I don't know, honestly, who. It's got to be someone in the rankings, because I got to climb them to get to the top. But who it'll be is I have no idea. I don't know what Bellator will be thinking, or if I have the right to call out the other number 1 or number 2 or 3 guy. I'm pretty sure that 6 through 4 is fighting all within the next month. So it'll have to be 3, 2, or 1, if anything. I don't know if what people see or fans see. I actually read a lot of the comments. A lot of people do think I was winning and doing very well, very surprised with my performance, because before everyone was assuming I'd probably get knocked out in the first round. I'm not sure, man. I'm really not sure. I think we'll see what people say, if they think if I'm ready to fight someone that's ranked number 1 or go for the belt or something like that. But I'll just fight anyone, really.
yeah, is it out of the realm of possibility that in the next month here, if someone pulls out of one of those big fights, that you'd be ready, or is that a little too quick of a turnaround?
I don't know, man. I hate saying no to a fight. So usually, if someone offers me a fight, I'll just take it.
Yeah,
I'm obviously a big risk taker when it comes to fights. I don't think anyone wanted to fight against Vitelli, and I said yeah. I was the one that said yes. So I think that shows some. It's got to show some spirit or guts or something.
Absolutely,
it's got to count for some points.
It 100% does. And to be honest with you, I watching some of your previous fights, like, I felt pretty good about it. We did pretty well with our betting on our podcast for picking you winning that. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. You must be one of the 5% that picked it on Tapology.
Absolutely.
That was a 95 to 5%, man. Like, it was 95% saying he'd win in the first round by TKO.
Yeah, no, not this guy.
Appreciate
so
it.
how did you celebrate? Did you get to watch the Fedor fight after, and what did you do to kind of celebrate that win?
I was actually busy with my post-fight interviews, and as I walked out, Fedor's fight was over. Actually, when I got to the locker room, Tim was already walking back in over there. I don't really celebrate fights. It's just
no cheat meals or any of that stuff.
Oh yeah. When I got home, my wife makes me some pudding, and I have a whole pudding pie. I like boba tea and some. And then, yeah, man. But I was off sugar for 2 weeks, so I can't handle sugar. I got to warm myself up again.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a cheat meal, and then that's it, really. I don't go out. I don't drink. I'm very, very chill guy. I just want to play some video games, do my schoolwork, and go train.
Nothing wrong with that. Favorite video game?
Right now, I'm playing Near Automata and Near Replicant and Devil May Cry.
Awesome.
Those kind of RPGs.
Yeah, fantastic. So hope you heal up quick, and it doesn't look like you were too damaged. I don't know. You can speak to that. Maybe a little bit of a black eye, but
yeah, he got me a good one, man. When I was on the ground, I tried to stop it with my foot. I missed it. Got the timing wrong. Hit me right in the eyeball. I remember that punch too. I was like, oh shit, better get up right away. So I started working my way up right away. Not too damaged, no. Just a little bit of foot pain from kicking, because I hit his knee on a couple of those kicks. And then when he had me against the cage, man, he threw some devastating knees. I was like, he took a big breath for him too. I was like, oh shit. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you mind if I say that.
No, not at all. Don't mind at all.
All right. I was like, oh shit, man, that's some hard ass knees. But no, it was good. I'm not too damaged, not too hurt. I probably could fight again in like 2 weeks.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna secretly hope for somebody to fall out, not obviously due to a major injury or something like that, but maybe a test that comes back that's not really correct, but he's not able to fight, and I hope you can step in for him. Either way, fantastic win last weekend. Very impressed. Can't wait for your next one. And Saeed, Sowma, this is Hooks and MMA. Thanks so much, bro.
Appreciate it. No worries.